If you're using Brevo to grow your email list, your sign-up form is where everything starts. It's the first interaction someone has with your brand, which means it needs to work smoothly. In this video, I'll walk you through how to create a sign-up form in Brevo, step by step, so you can start capturing subscribers in no time. One of the biggest ways to maximize the return on your investment is to be constantly growing your list. There are plenty of ways you can get subscribers to opt into your emails, including having people sign up to receive your newsletters, offering a lead magnet like a free ebook or template, offering a discount on their first order, and any other creative ways you can think of. Of course, you'll need a way to capture these subscribers, and that's where sign-up forms come in. Let's take a look at how to set one up in Brevo and add it to your website. You'll find the Forms section by navigating to Contacts and heading down to Forms. Let's start building a form by clicking this Create button here. Let's go with the first option, as we want to embed our form to permanently display on our website. Give it a name like Newsletter Sign-Up Form, and don't worry because this is an internal name that only you'll be able to see. Now, if you're targeting subscribers in the European Union, it's advisable to tick this box, which will add an extra checkbox to help you comply with GDPR regulations around getting subscribers' consent. So as you can see, if you tick this box and hit Next, you will have this checkbox added in, as well as some explanatory text. So we're going to delete this data policy text by clicking on it and then clicking the trash can icon. What you can always do instead is to link to your website's data privacy statement by highlighting this text, clicking the link button on the left, and then pasting in your URL. Before we go on, quick question. Are you ready to really level up your email marketing? You are? Perfect, because we've got something for you. A free Brevo course waiting in the description. At Email Tool Tester, we've been using Brevo day in, day out, hitting open rates of around 55% and adding hundreds of new subscribers every single month. Now, we're showing you exactly how we do it. In just 5 days, you'll nail all the essentials, from setting up contact forms and segmenting your audience, to our secret strategy for turning casual visitors into loyal readers. Oh, and there's more. You'll also get 50% off your first 3 months on any paid Brevo plan. Sign up today and get instant access to the first video lesson totally free. Now, let's hit Next and start working on our form's design. Let's start with the header, which you just click to edit. Here, you want to make it really clear what your readers are getting when they sign up. The text below should be consistent with your header and provide more detail. For example, you could state whether it's a weekly or monthly newsletter, or list the topics you'll be covering. Anything to help clear up any doubts and remove any obstacles to getting that sign up. In this section, you'll be adding your form fields, which Brevo calls attributes. The email field is enabled by default, as this is obviously critical for being able to send emails. You can edit the text above the field, the placeholder text within the field, or the help text below. You can even choose to hide these elements. We're going to untick the help text boxes as we don't want to display these. To add a new field, click out of the current field, then click on the Build tab. You can drag the attribute block into the form and place it either above or below the existing field. SMS is displayed by default, which is honestly a little confusing. To change it, click the drop-down under Attribute List and choose the relevant information you want to collect, for example, first name. Again, you can edit the field text as well as decide whether to make it a required field or not. If you want to add in a field that's not available in the list, just click on Create a New Attribute here, and it'll take you to this page where you can find all the existing attributes. As you can see, there are also options for adding multi-list subscriptions, single choice, and multiple choice responses, which are useful for segmenting subscribers and allowing them to choose what content they want to receive. The last part of the form is the Call to Action, or CTA button. The default text is subscribe, but you can substitute this with something like sign up or get my freebie. Something short, sweet, and action-oriented to propel users to act. Oh, and you'll also see an option to add a capture confirmation to your form. You know, one of those tick boxes that ask website visitors to confirm if they're not a robot. If you are just starting out and don't have a big list or a huge amount of traffic to your website, you probably don't need to worry about this. But if you've been growing your list a while and are starting to notice an annoying amount of spammy signups, it's not a bad idea to add this to your form. Now, since you'll be embedding the form on your website, it's important to make sure it's styled in a way that's consistent with your site's branding. So let's work on customizing the colors and the font. A good first step is to change the background color that surrounds the form. Let's click on it and head over to background color. Click the color box and choose transparent, which means your form's background will match whatever background color your web page has. Now let's change the form color. Click on your form and make sure you're in the container section here on the left. Go down to background color and pick your color, either by picking it manually or pasting in the relevant hex code. As you can see, we'll also need to change the heading and text colors to make them readable. So let's first select our entire heading and again select the relevant color. We'll do the same with the text below the heading and the rest of the text on the form. Now, the text doesn't all need to be the same color, but it should be readable and consistent with the rest of your website. You can use a free online color palette tool if you need help picking colors that complement each other. Now, you'll notice that for some of the text, Brevo won't let you change the colors using this method. For the form label text that says enter your first name, for example, you'll need to go into Form Design, then Text, Label, and select the color you want. You might also want to change the color of any links you have to make them more visible. So, in the Form Design menu again, go to Link and choose a more appropriate color. Next, you want to make that CTA button really pop, so click on it to change the color. You also want to make sure the font contrasts well with it, so change that too if needed. The colors are looking good, and if you want to change the font so they're also consistent with your site, it's a similar process. Select the text, then choose your font from the drop-down list of options. Before finishing up the design stage, just make sure to preview how it will look on a mobile screen by hitting this toggle button. If you're happy with how it all looks, let's hit Next. Luckily, this step is pretty simple. Here's where you choose which list your form subscribers get added to after they sign up. Now, if you're not seeing all your lists, you might just need to make sure that all the folders are selected in this drop-down next to Search a List. You can also choose to put subscribers in a brand new list. Just click on Create a List and give the list a relevant name, like Newsletter Signups. Choose the folder you want to save it in, then click the button. Let's click Next to adjust our form settings. Here is where we specify what happens after a contact submits our form. You have 3 options here. You can choose to send the contact a double confirmation email, also known as a double opt-in email. As you guessed, this email asks the contact to confirm they really want to subscribe by getting them to click a validation link in the email. This is recommended for European-based businesses as it can help them be compliant with GDPR. But if you're in a country like the US, you can choose to send them a simple confirmation instead. Here, you might thank them for subscribing and provide them with a welcome discount code that you might have promised on the sign-up form. As we'll be targeting subscribers in Europe, we're going to go with the option of sending a double confirmation email. First, we need to choose the email template. As you can see, there's already one in there called Default Template Double Opt-in Confirmation. You can also choose what happens after the contact submits the form. You can choose to show them the confirmation page, for example. Select Brevo's default one or one on your own website. You can also choose to show them a confirmation page after they've clicked the validation link in your double opt-in email. Finally, tick the final confirmation email box if you want to send them a welcome email after they've confirmed their subscription, which I'd recommend doing. Again, you could use this email as an opportunity to introduce yourself, share a welcome discount code, or deliver a free lead magnet. I'd actually recommend creating a brand new email for this to make sure it's really tailored to your brand, and then choosing it from the drop-down here. We're on the final stretch. Before making our form public, the last thing we need to do is check that you're happy with the confirmation and error messages that display when someone submits a form. Luckily, it's all pretty self-explanatory. We've come to our last step, publishing our form. Here's where we place the form on our website so we can start capturing subscribers. There are 3 ways you can embed your form on your blog: using an iframe, HTML code, or simple HTML. The recommended way is an iframe. It's the easiest, and it also guarantees that your form will look the same on your website as it does here in Brevo. The HTML code can also be useful if you're handy with HTML and want to edit the font or styles using CSS, but let's keep it simple for now. So let's copy the iframe code. We'll then go into the back end of our website and find the page we want to embed the form on. It really doesn't matter what platform you're using for your website, whether it's Wix, Squarespace, or in our case, WordPress. In fact, Brevo also has a WordPress plugin that lets you connect your account and directly embed your form on your site. But this method I'm going to show you will work for any CMS or website builder, as long as you're able to edit or embed code. I've chosen an existing blog article to embed my form in, and I want to include the form at the bottom of the page. So let's switch into the text editor and go down to the bottom. It's just a matter of pasting in that code that we've already copied. And just hit save. So that's your form, live on your website. We can preview how it all looks to make sure it's displaying correctly. Going back into Brevo, you'll see that you also get a quick share link, which you can copy. This is basically just a version of your form that acts a little like a landing page. So you can link to it from your social media profile, or even download the QR code to display in a physical location, like a store or an event. One last tip is to test out your form to make sure the experience for subscribers is how you expect it to be. That's just a matter of going in there, signing up with your email address, and making sure you receive all the emails you're supposed to. You also want to make sure that all your signups are getting captured in the correct list with the correct attributes populated, so make sure to keep a close eye on that. If you'd like to learn more about getting the most out of Brevo for your email marketing, be sure to subscribe to our channel. See you next time.